Alright, ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome back. It's me, Eddie, again, and I hope you guys are doing amazing as always. So, it's been a couple of months, or close to a year even maybe, since we last talked about anything Death Stranding related here on the main YouTube channel. The last really big event pertaining to this game that we checked out together was the State of Play trailer that came out back in January of 2024, aka the beginning of this year. So it has been a while, almost one whole year since we checked out anything Death Stranding 2 related. And I'm excited to tell you all that that's about to change today, because we're going to be taking a look at a lot of the TGS or Tokyo Game Show stuff that came out last week, I believe, on Death Stranding 2. There was this really cool panel that took place dedicated to the game at the event around a week ago or so. That's over an hour and a half long. And on my streams, I was talking about how I really wanted to check that out and have the reaction and discussion stuff up for you guys as soon as the event took place. Thing is, the special stage event was, of course, in Japanese, as was the rest of Tokyo Game Show, of course. And I was aware of that, so I waited a couple of days for this to hopefully get translated to English, which I believe it hasn't been. I was hoping that maybe they would put subtitles for the English translation of the event. The event was really cool, by the way. I believe it was just a whole bunch of coverage and information on the game with the man, the myth, the legend Kojima himself, as well as his insanely talented production and staff. And if you know me, you know that Death Stranding is my third favorite game of all time. We've been checking out a bunch of the trailers together leading up to the release of Death Stranding 2, which I believe is still slated to come out in 2025. And on top of the third and final part of the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is my most anticipated game at the moment. So I would have loved to check out this event with you folks from start to finish, kind of like we did for one of the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth events, where they were just talking about a whole lot of details pertaining to that game during a live stream like this one. Yeah, we were gushing over that. It was super fun. We checked that out leading up to that game's release, and there was an English translator there live, but for this one I don't believe that was the case. I waited and waited, and sadly an English translation didn't come. Now, of course, if you want, you can auto-translate the subs, which for obvious reasons we're not going to do, because auto-translate. So we're probably not going to check this out together, but if there is an English version of this out there somewhere, and believe me, I've scoured the internet in search of one, maybe someone re-uploaded something, or I don't know, you guys got to let me know in the comments below. I would love to check that out. And if there's an official version that eventually drops, or some version that catches my eye, I'd 100% check it out with you guys in another video. I have seen a couple of snippets and screenshots and stuff like that of the new trailers that they showcased during this panel. So I'm aware of some of the cool things they revealed about the photo mode and some of the characters and stuff, but I actually don't know any of the context behind any of it. I haven't actually seen any of the new trailers they showcased here from start to finish. So I figured, as per our usual tradition of doing reaction/discussion videos on this channel for the things that we're generally excited for, that we dedicate this video today to checking out those individual trailers, which I do know have been translated to English. In fact, the English dubs of those trailers are the ones we're going to be checking out. Those are actually up. So without further ado, let's mosey. So here we go. There are many channels on YouTube that have uploaded the new trailers that just dropped in English. One of them is Gamers Praise, so shout out there. We're going to check out his upload of this. And I'm really excited. Like I said, we checked out pretty much every single trailer, every single piece of footage up until now pertaining to Death Stranding 2. We've dissected them, analyzed them, had fun just gushing out over them, and I can't wait to jump into these next couple ones. They're going to be obviously largely story focused, right? They're not going to showcase as much gameplay from what I understand, but yeah, I mean, the story of Death Stranding it's goated, right? So can't wait to check out all the new details and hints and bits and pieces that we can put together from the new stuff that just came out. All right, enough yapping. Let's go. Probably not going to talk over this a whole bunch. We'll discuss after we watch it. Okay, so it's Fragile and Sam again. Underwater, as we established, in this new ship that they have. In the seam, that's why they're all gray.
This is the headquarters of our humble operation. The bridge of the DHV Magellan. It's always like this when the DHV Magellan's on the move. Meet Tarman, our resident doctor and geophysicist. He's also the captain and pilot, in case you hadn't noticed.
George
and
Miller.
A fellow doom sufferer. The nav console offers a direct connection to the tar currents. The downside being that we all have to bathe in caralium.
That explains our appearances.
Happy to have you aboard, Sam. You'll have to excuse me if I don't shake your hand.
I love how his name's Tar, man. That's funny.
Steer this ship solo?
Yeah, though the computer does most of the work.
So this is a submarine?
Spot on. We dive into the tar and use it to travel underground.
Just beneath the surface of the Earth, there are currents we can ride almost anywhere.
That's super cool. So they go through the
What's your
tar.
role in all this?
Me? I make sure Drawbridge's grand plans go off without a hitch.
So you're the commander?
That's right. These days I'm fragile in name only.
We saw this from the January trailer, right? Snippet of her smoking. Super cool, man. I love the characters of Death Stranding. They're so interesting and eccentric, right? The coolest way possible. Oh, BB Pod. Also love Tarman's cat. So many cool character concepts, right?
Ah, so Lou is the child's name.
Wait, what?
Hello? Excuse you. I too am a member of Drawbridge, believe it or not.
There's the puppet.
It is an honor, Sam.
Little puppet?
Puppet?
Little puppet.
No, I am alive and my own master.
This is Dollman. A man whose cow went
Darman?
inside a...
Sorry, Dollman.
Well, you get it. He used to be a spirit medium.
I heard
When I
Tar
was
Man.
still flesh and bone, of
funny.
course. Regrettably, my transformation cost me my talents.
So where are you?
Interesting. This is the first time we're seeing a baby in the pod, who's presumably Lou. So it's probably set when Lou was still meant to be in the pod. I don't know. It's so fascinating, man. And our working theory is that
Thank you.
Elle Fanning here is Lou, right? I can't wait to play this game, man. I'm so
In the place where I came
stoked
from,
for it.
no one gave birth to babies. They just stayed inside their mother's bellies.
Well,
Rainy.
in our world, babies are born and grow up to be adults. Or at least they're supposed to.
It's only natural
Some-
that Tomorrow
oh,
wouldn't
shit.
understand.
name is
After all,
Tomorrow.
she was living in a realm of the dead. I wouldn't expect children to be born into such a place.
But Rainy's baby will be born, right?
So is this not
In
Lou?
due time, of course. Isn't that so?
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Fascinating, man.
Raindrops are falling on my head. And just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit.
Oh, the doll singing too.
Raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. So I just did me some talking to the sun.
Oh, that was terrible.
I thought it was pretty good, actually.
I saw the dynamic is going to be
So
super
you'll be a
fun.
mother who gives birth to her baby.
And I just can't wait.
Interesting. Sam just being Sam.
Talk about terrible,
Such a dork.
Sam. I've heard dogs with better tone.
Dude, I would love the character dynamics in this. I already am kind of in love. I just gotta say, right, which we talked about and already gushed over, the technical aspect of the doll is super cool too, how it's like at a different frame rate than the rest of the game. Oh shit. Heartman, I know there's gonna be a Heartman trailer, I saw a screenshot. I love him, dude. He's such a wholesome guy.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
His appearance is based on Nicholas Winding Refn. Cool ass director.
Upper Beach reference frame confirmed. UB coordinates are L 47.37, B plus 6.32.
Has heart-shaped lenses now. So adorable. The chiral tears. Or allergies, rather.
You're looking well, Sam. Thank you for coming. Oh. It's been a while.
Ticker still holding up?
Thanks to this support unit, I can flatline anytime,
While standing up.
anywhere.
That's
without
awesome.
worry. No need for beds and the like either. I can sleep standing up.
I saw that, and in the Japanese version, he's like,
Not
fuck
bad,
your
eh?
game show. Hey, my favorite aspect of the character. The like, oh, that's it. Okay, cool. I think there's a little like photo mode thing as well that I want to check out. That's the only gameplay, by the way. My apologies. I said earlier how there's no gameplay in any of this, and largely there isn't. It's just story stuff, just cutscenes. But we get to see a bit of photo mode gameplay too that they showed off. So we're gonna check that out next. All right, here we go. So got another video opened up now. This photo mode trailer is from the live panel itself. I think they're like talking over this and stuff too. So we're kind of probably just going to put the volume down and talk over the footage we're watching because it's all in Japanese and obviously don't speak it and understand it, so we can commentate over this. Once again, I'm really hoping for a potential English subbed version of the full live event. So once again, if you guys see that anywhere out in the wild, please let me know. Please comment down below or whatever. I would love to check that out with you folks. The whole hour and 30 minutes of what Kojima and the rest of the legends alongside with him are talking about in regards to this game. But anyways, here's the photo mode gameplay. You can see Sam in the background too. The gals are posing. And I have to say, man, for those of you who saw my Death Stranding director's cut playthrough on Twitch from a couple of years ago, you'll know how I stopped literally like every 2 seconds. And even before that playthrough, when I played through the game a second time myself on PC off stream, I was stopping every 2 seconds to tinker around with photo mode, take screenshots, and it's just generally the best photo mode I've seen in a game. And to this date, it remains that way. So this genuinely, I saw a little bit of this on Twitter, genuinely blows my mind what this is shaping up to look like. You can do group photos and all this amazing jazz. It was so versatile from what I remember in the first one. Like all the options and stuff. Men of culture playing around with this photo mode, I see. I can't wait for this game, man. Kojima always makes these like really subversive, ambitious games that have a unique vision that'll either click with you or they won't. But if they do click with you, it's like, damn, that was good, you know. And that's how I felt about the first Death Stranding. So cool. Yeah, one of my favorite things is just posing as Sam in the first game with photo mode and just capturing these really scenic landscapes behind him, because the game already just, it looks so, no, it's so photoreal, which it is. And therefore you can just capture so many amazing shots with it, and it's so tempting to open up this feature. I would love to know what he's saying in English subs. Very, very cool, man. Oh, there's something here too we missed. Let's going through this. Saw these other cutscenes. All right, here we go. Photo mode, goated as we were hoping for it to be from the looks of it. And now there's this. I had no idea about this. What? Daiichi Miura Horizon Dreamer mocap performance. Okay, that's very wholesome. It's just Tarman busting out some moves. I'm just a little bit nervous that this is copyrighted. I'll put the volume a little low, I guess. Yeah, because I don't want to get in trouble. But this is cool. This is wholesome, I guess. I guess this is what they might have used to open up to introduce the panel, right? This is probably what they played before, or maybe the middle, I don't know. But it's something that I'd imagine they played as an intro and a primer to the whole thing. Yeah, one of my favorite things about, Kojima Productions and Death Stranding and all this stuff is how they just never take themselves too seriously, right? They like to have fun from time to time with the characters and the world, and just do all these like fourth wall breaking things with all these concepts and characters. It's great. It's awesome. It's just very playful. This dude is just going to town. Is he the guy who also plays the... I don't know, like, does he... No, and then maybe voice the doll in Japanese and stuff? I wonder. I don't know. I'm going to look more into that, but Anywho's, guys, let's now go back and analyze, discuss things. We're gonna discuss now, and so naturally, I'm gonna talk way more than I did when initially reacting to this stuff. We're just gonna do like a commentary over it. I'll talk about my thoughts, see what I can ascertain from this stuff, and I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments as well. Anyone who ends up watching this, fellow Death Stranding fans, what your thoughts are, what your interpretations are. One of the most fun things with these videos I've been posting of, you know, analysis, theories, reactions to all the Death Stranding stuff we've been doing on the channel is talking with you guys in the comments about what might be going on in these, piecing together clues and stuff. It's always so fun. It's a great time. So please feel free to let me know what you guys think and to correct me where you might think, in areas you might think I'm wrong about something.
This is the headquarters of our humble operation, the bridge of the DHV Magellan.
Yeah, so DHV Magellan, this is the name of the ship, and as we talked about in the comments of the last video, and as I kind of spoke about when reacting to it and stuff, the State of Play trailer, this whole black and white scenario with these characters being out of color seems to be taking place, of course, like they're establishing now, they're confirming now, within this ship that they're using to travel between different locations. And they're harnessing the underground portions of like beneath the tar to be able to do so, right? And when they do that, as I think from what I remember Fragile eventually talks about in this trailer, they're bathed in chiralium, obviously, right? Because those two things are pretty like symbiotic, the tar and the chiralium.
It's always
So
like this when the DHV Magellan's on the move.
Hence the appearance of the characters. They're like in, I think the first game calls it the seam, right? Like when Sam, quote unquote, dies and he's about to repatriate with BB, he's out of color, right? He's in black and white, and they're in that same kind of dimension.
Our resident doctor and
In between the land of the living and dead, essentially.
He's also the captain and pilot, in case you hadn't noticed.
Also, what I love here, kind of off topic, right? So they're establishing that this dude's name is Tarman, George Miller's character, and sorry, we're going to see in a second the gentleman who actually voices him in the game. What I love about this is the fact that I'm now way more familiar with George Miller, the director whose appearance this character takes on, because I hadn't seen the Mad Max movies before I saw the State of Play trailer for Death Stranding 2, where this guy made his debut. And now I have seen them, and I have a lot of respect for the dude. I never even knew he directed Happy Feet, one of my favorite movies growing up. So now I'm going to play this game with the same appreciation for this guy that I've always had for a very long time for Guillermo del Toro in the first game, right? Seeing Guillermo del Toro's appearance on Dead Man and knowing who Guillermo was a really cool experience, and being a big fan of his work and stuff like that was super awesome while playing the game. And now I get to kind of have that with this character here, whose name is Tarman, which is very apt for obvious reasons. And he's the pilot of the ship.
Doom
Sufferer too, of course.
The nav console offers a direct connection to the tar currents. The downside being that we all have to bathe in chiralium.
So yeah, the ship, obviously, he has a console, interfaces with the tar, allows him to navigate through it and take us to different locations. I can't wait to see how expansive this game is. We got a couple of hints and clues as to how big it's going to be with the State of Play trailer, with how Sam's not just going to be in the US anymore, but he also goes down to Mexico, right? And it seems really like big, expansive, sprawling, so many different ways to traverse it. We saw this new vehicle and stuff like that. Super dope. And it seems way more combat focused too, so all this is to say, I just can't wait to see how big the world is, considering how we have this pretty substantial, mode of travel.
Happy to have you aboard, Sam. You'll have to excuse me if I don't shake your hand.
You steer this ship
Love his BT cat here too.
so?
Yeah, though the computer does most of the work.
It's like wings.
So this is a submarine?
Spot on.
I love how this is exactly how I described it before we even had like concrete details about this whole thing. I was like, is this some kind of submarine, right? The very first time we saw the State of Play trailer together.
We dive into the tar and use it to travel underground.
Just beneath the surface of the Earth, there are currents we can ride almost anywhere.
So what's your role in all
Like
this?
big tar deposits
Me?
underground.
I make sure Drawbridge's grand plans go off without a hitch.
So you're the commander?
That's right. These days I'm fragile in name only.
Very cool. So Fragile's the commander of the new organization, Drawbridges, that was introduced as early as Death Stranding 2's reveal trailer, where the Drawbridges logo pops up and Sam and Fragile are overlooking what we now know is the Magellan, right? And I think they even called it that in the reveal trailer too. It was like coming out of the tar, massive ship, and that's what they're inside right now. Very, very cool. I'm still very curious, and I would assume this question is not going to be answered until the second game actually comes out, but how is the Death Stranding still a thing? How is it still going on, right? The actual event of the dead literally being stranded in the realm of the living and being unable to pass on, and timefall and all of that. How is it still happening? Because the epilogue of Death Stranding 1 seemingly confirms that it's done, right? Sam and BB walk out into the rain and all of that, and timefall doesn't affect them. It's regular rain. So yeah, I'm so curious how it's still a thing. I understand that Amelie postponed the Death Stranding, but maybe she didn't postpone it by that much, so that could be why it's come back so soon. We're going to see. I have so many questions, and I feel like when we play the game, even though we get answers, they're going to be kind of hard to decipher. It's that kind of an experience, but in a really good way, right? And can't wait to dive into all of that when it comes out. Seriously, my most anticipated game alongside FF7 Remake Part 3. For like the next couple of years of games. Now here's what's interesting. This is our first time seeing classic BB Pod and Lou/BB herself being referenced in some way in these trailers.
So Lou is the child's name.
So Lou is the child's name. That's gotta be the doll talking.
Excuse you. I too am a member of Drawbridge, believe it or not. It is an honor, Sam.
And sorry, before we continue, it's so interesting how it's seemingly empty. The music gets quite disturbing here too. Some sinister implications. This was empty, it looks like. And it looks like the baby's materializing in that. Yeah. So interesting. I have no idea what to make of this, and we could do so much theory crafting around it. I'm so curious what you guys' thoughts are. Like, timeline-wise, this seems to be taking place not long after the first Death Stranding, considering that there's still the BB pod, and Lou presumably is meant to be in this generally, and she's still a baby and everything. Or maybe this is taking place way after, and Lou's grown up, and Sam's still holding on to this as memorabilia. We know from the last trailer that Sam mentions to Higgs, the villain, that Lou is presumably dead, right? He calls him out on it. So this could be after she's presumed dead, and, you know, Sam's holding onto the pod, and we mysteriously see this baby materialize for whatever reason. I don't know. There's so much we could talk about with this. I'm so curious to see what people's thoughts are.
Hello? Excuse you. I too am a member of Drawbridge, believe it or not. It is an honor, Sam.
And yeah, like I said, my immediate thought, and so many of y'all agreed with me, and I love how we all unanimously think that this dude is a straight up Mimir reference, right, from the newer God of War games. They might have even confirmed it somewhere, right, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, it's very cool to see that kind of dynamic in this game. Like, Sam is really, you know, aloof, distant character, you know, traveling with something that's really chirpy and vocal. It's going to be really fun seeing the banter between them and the dynamic, kind of like with Kratos and Mimir in God of War. It's brilliant. It's great inspiration. And like I said, the technical aspect of him moving at like 10 FPS or whatever in a game that has an otherwise much higher frame rate is so cool, right? That they achieved that effect, and that's here, and it's going to be there the whole time you play. And it's really funny. Speaking of the reference to Mimir, the fact that Sam tried to put him on his buckle near his ass at the back, and then this little dude, doll man, was like, "Really, Sam, your buttocks?" And he like brings him to the front. That's got to be a, dig it, Kratos and Mimir in God of War.
Puppet?
What? Puppet? No, I am alive and my own master.
This is Dog.
And yeah, generally, I'm really curious what the lore is behind him, why he exists, how he can talk, what's going on, right? Did they explain it here?
A man whose cow wound up stuck inside a... Well, you get it.
Yeah, he's basically a spirit of some dude stuck in a doll, and I'm sure we're going to find out why and how and all those details when the game comes out. I can't wait. Just more questions.
He used to be a spirit medium.
Oh, there we go.
When I was still flesh and bone, of course.
Okay, he's a spirit
Regrettably,
medium.
my transformation cost me my talents.
So yeah, he just channeled himself into that. Gave up his fleshy form. Did Sam say?
Lou, where are you?
Oh, he goes, Lou, where are you? Okay, so at this point, he doesn't think that she's dead, like he alludes to in the State of Play trailer. He thinks that he doesn't know where she is. He thinks she could be alive, she could be dead, whatever. He's searching for her, right? Somehow, in some capacity, at some point. So the timeline stuff is actually the thing that raises the most questions, right? Is there a big time gap between this stuff and all the stuff later on? With Elle Fanning and everything. Is Elle Fanning even Lou? I guess this trailer puts that theory to rest. Even my dog agrees, he's barking. I guess not. Like, they say her name's Tomorrow. I think they want us to, that's a red herring, right? They want us to think that she is Lou, but she's actually not. Or maybe it's a red herring to think that she's not Lou because her name is established to be Tomorrow here, but she is. I don't know. It could be something.
Where I came from,
Kojima and triple twists and triple agents, all that stuff, not new.
To babies. They just stayed inside their mother's bellies.
Okay, wait.
In the place where I came from, no one gave birth to babies. They just stayed inside their mother's bellies.
No one gave birth to babies. They just stayed inside their mother's bellies. Interesting. Is she... She's not referring to babies, is she? I mean, babies were extracted from still mothers and are able to see the dead because they were technically in the realm of the dead when they were inside a still mother. But she's just saying they stayed inside their mother's bellies. Like, interesting. And her name's Rainey.
Well, in our world, babies are born and grow up to be adults. Or at least they're supposed to.
I don't know what's going
It's only
on.
natural that Tomorrow wouldn't understand. After all, she was living in the realm of the dead. I wouldn't expect children to be born into such a place.
But Rainey's been...
Okay, so Rainey was a baby? Is that what he means? Like, so he said Tomorrow was born in the land of the dead. Babies kind of went through the same, right? Actually, wait, my apologies. I thought about it for a little bit, and I mixed it up. Tomorrow is Elle Fanning, and Rainey's the name of the other character. And it seems like Tomorrow is the one talking about, you know, babies who stay in their mothers. Like, she's talking about babies, and Rainey's just talking about regular babies. My mistake. I think I got it mixed up.
No one gave birth to babies. They just stayed inside their mother's bellies.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I watched this again a second time, and yeah, she's basically just talking about babies.
Well,
Born inside still mothers.
in our world, babies are born and grow up to be adults.
Yeah,
or at
she's...
least they're supposed to.
So this is Rainey. She's talking
It's only
about
natural
regular
that
babies.
Tomorrow wouldn't understand. After all, she was living in the realm of the dead. I wouldn't expect
Oh my god, wait, so she actually could be Lou Tomorrow, right? Because Dollman's talking about how Tomorrow was born in the realm of the dead.
children to be born into such a place.
But Rainey's baby will be born, right?
In due time, of course. Isn't that so?
So she's worried about her baby potentially being born with her... She just wants her baby to be born normal, unlike her, who was born in unique circumstances, being within a still mother, I'm assuming. That's what they're referring to. So she very well could still be Lou, right? And I'm thinking about this right now, right? Tomorrow, I think, it just hit me. Holy shit. Yeah, tomorrow is a really important word in Death Stranding, right? In the story, right? They keep on bringing up this concept of tomorrow and what it represents. We literally have a character here named Tomorrow. Like, there's a slogan for Death Stranding. I'm pretty sure it's even a section in the game, right? Where it says tomorrow is in your hands. And because Lou can be seen to represent tomorrow in a way, and Sam's always carrying Lou around and everything throughout his journeys. Maybe that's another hint that Tomorrow and Lou are the same, or I don't know. Maybe they want that to be the way like our line of thinking. They want that to seem kind of obvious, and therefore it may not actually be the case. I have no idea. Like, so and Sam seems to be, you know, he doesn't have his gray hair and everything like in the reveal trailer. Tomorrow, Elle Fanning, but looks like Elle Fanning, and if we're going with the theory that Elle Fanning is Tomorrow in this game is Lou's all grown up, right? And Sam had gray hair at one point. We were assuming it could be just because that he's gotten a little older or something. But no, he has this like regular brown hair, and this is Elle Fanning here, right? We never actually seen them together in any of the trailers as of up until now. So it just raises so many questions, right? Like, what is Lou meant to be in that right now?
I'm sorry.
Is he still looking for her? Is that her? We don't know. Also, by the way, I'm sorry. I have been moving my cursor around to highlight things. Yeah, here it is. I get shit. I've been missing the cursor the whole time throughout this video. Maybe I'll put some arrows or something while I am editing this for YouTube, but the cursor's back.
Raindrops are falling on my head. And just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed,
Nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. So I just did me some talking to the sun.
Interesting. This song has to have some relevance too.
Pretty good, actually.
So you'll
famous
be a mother
song.
who gives birth to her baby.
And I just can't wait.
Yeah, there's so many theories that you can kind of interpret this through.
Talk about terrible, Sam. I've heard dogs with better tone.
And once again, I'm gonna love this aspect of the game, just the banter between Sam and Dollman. All right, final trailer with Hartman. I don't think there's a whole lot we can interpret from this. It's pretty straightforward. Or rather, there's not a whole lot of, like, you know, maybe there is some subtext and stuff. My questions that this raises, but not off the top of my head. We'll watch it again.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
I love this. He looks like one of the, you know, chiral wax figures, right? Himself. That had to be intentional. Like, he looks like a zombie when he's asleep with that machine that allows him to, like, sleep while standing up, essentially.
Upper Beach reference frame confirmed. UB coordinates are L 47.37, B plus 6.32.
What about some coordinates?
Hartman.
Let me go back a second.
Are L 47 confirmed. UB coordinates are
Upper Beach.
L47.
Yeah, Upper Beach reference frame. UB stands for Upper Beach.
37.
Some, like, new aspect or location within the beach itself.
B plus 6.32.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, the beach is basically like the realm of
Hartman.
Everyone has their own beach. These are the realm of the dead. Or, sorry, the land between the living and the dead. Right. Kind of like a purgatory.
You're looking well, Sam. Thank you for coming. Oh. It's been a while.
Ticker still holding up?
Interesting, I didn't catch on to this. So Hartman knows who Dollman
Thanks to
is.
this support unit.
Familiar with one another.
Line. Anytime. Anywhere. Without worry.
Yeah, interesting.
No need for beds and the like either. I can sleep. Standing up. Not bad, eh?
There's only one way you can end a Hartman segment, and it's with that. I hope every cutscene with Hartman in Death Stranding 2 ends with his signature giving you a thumbs up, giving you a like. And speaking of which, I can't wait for all that asynchronous gameplay stuff, this strand type gameplay, as Kojima calls it, of, you know, connecting with other players, building structures for them building structures for you, leaving likes on each other's structures, supporting each other. It truly is the best aspect of these games in terms of the gameplay, right? Just the wholesome nature of it, about both literally reconnecting America and society in the story, but also connecting players to one another. It's wonderful, and yeah, I just can't wait for all that stuff. So yeah, that was really interesting, folks. We saw the latest trailers and photo mode stuff for Death Stranding 2. As I expected, way more questions than answers, right? But that's the fun of it. I love stories that have layers to them and just have you picking them apart, dissecting them, trying to understand them, and seeing all the symbolism and stuff. It's great. There's so much subtext, and I can't wait to wait for more of this stuff to kind of be like clarified as we go forward, up until the release of the game itself, right? Inevitably, where we get all the answers and more. It's just so cool, right? It's very, very cool how this is even a thing, right? There's some days where I just think to myself, it's kind of crazy how Death Stranding 2 even exists as a concept, and then it's actually happening and they're working on it because of the way the first game was wrapped up, right? There was finality to it, there was closure to it, but then they revealed this. They reveal that there's a sequel, but as opposed to feeling like, damn, this didn't need a sequel, it was wrapped up perfectly, I kind of went, you know what? When you really think about it, Death Stranding, the ending of the first game, it really did leave a couple of questions, a couple of loose open threads that had the potential to be explored. And I'm glad that they're doing that with this upcoming sequel. There's so much that they're tapping into here, so much uncharted territory that can be explored, both literally and also figuratively with the characters and stuff like that. It's wonderful, and I can't wait for the game itself. So until then, and until the next couple trailers we check out, and hopefully we get some gameplay ones going forward. I believe Kojima said he was about 40 to 50% done with the game, and I hope to see some more trailers and stuff soon, but I hope they take their time. I hope they slow cook this and deliver us something as incredible, if not better than the first game itself. Until those next couple trailers and the final game itself, I can't wait to just, talk to more few folks in the community over time, dissect this together, see all your theories. Let's share everything we've come up with. It's always such a good time. I can't wait to do all of that. And of course, most apt video and series of videos to say this outro with, the games being what this outro is from that I always say. Until those ones, until the final game comes out, keep on keeping on, folks. I'll see you all very soon. Let me know what you all think of these trailers. Really cool story stuff here. Glad I could check this out. And yeah, once again, do let me know if any of you guys spot out in the wild the English subbed version of the full live event, if that ever ends up going up. I would love to make a separate video sitting down and seeing all the developer insights and stuff like that. But anywho's, enough yapping out of me. I'll see you all very soon. Keep on keeping on.